This is Hortonville, where Janie lives. An average, homey little town, like yours or mine. Calm, peaceful, quiet, where nothing ever happens much. This is the church where Janie was christened 16 years ago. And this is the high school where Janie goes. She's vice president of the senior class. And the drugstore where Janie gets her malts and magazines and breaks a heart on an average of twice a week. And this is the corner movie. And the beauty parlor where Janie had a permanent when she was 14 and caused 2 riots, one at school and one at home. Home is right here, one of Hortonville's nicest houses, with, of course, the usual signs in the windows. And this is April, who's seen Janie through teething and measles and her first love affair. And coming graciously down the stairs is Janie's sister, Elsbeth. Sweet little Elsbeth. Last but not least, this is Janie's father, publisher of the Hortonville Times, and a pretty big man in more ways than one.
Hi, Dad.
Hello, Elsbeth.
Did you bring me something?
No, I had other things on my mind.
Can't you think of a new reason when you forget?
No, What is that horrible music?
It's the I meant to on the downbeat, but I'm on the upbeat now blues.
Oh. Where's your sister?
Janie?
Of course. What other sister have you got?
I haven't got any other sister.
Well, where's the sister you have got?
Janie?
Yes.
I think she's upstairs, Mr. Conway.
Well, why does she have to play those hideous things when she can't even hear them?
Ain't nothing to get upset about, Mr. Conway. Janie's a platterbug.
A platterbug?
Well, that's what she calls herself.
Mm-hmm.
It's 20 minutes to dinner, Elsbeth, and if you're going to eat like that, you ain't eating.
Shall I powder my nose?
I'm wearing my dirndl, and
Hello,
Paula's
operator.
wearing her
Operator.
dirndl. So it's possibly essential that you wear your dirndl, Bernadine. And don't forget blankets. Definitely blankets, so the whole thing will simply be a washout.
Janie, I have to put an important call through to Washington. I'm trying to get a new printing press, and I've got to have a priority.
Sorry, Dad, I'll be just a minute.
Yes, Janie?
Say, what kind of gibberish is that?
It's not gibberish, Dad. It's the up language. Bernadine, I think we'll have to hang up. Dad wants to use the phone. Goodbye now. Take it away, Dad.
Thank you very much. Hello?
How do you do? Could you tell me, is Jane about?
Oh, good grief.
Paula, darling.
Oh, Jane, that's you?
You know perfectly well it's me.
Oh, one of those?
Definitely, yes.
Well, I'm not sure if Mickey and I can join you.
I thought Mickey was at the South Pacific.
He is.
Well, you come along anyway, Paula. You can't just sit home and be an unmarried bride. Goodbye now.
Goodbye.
It's all yours, Dad.
Huh. Hello?
Could I speak to Miss Conway?
Definitely no.
But, Dad, it's Scooper. I've simply got to talk to Scooper. Go on, Scooper.
Hi, Hot Potato. Latch onto this. Your fun lad slewing over at 8 to convoy his top mouse to the rumpus.
Say, why don't you speak English? What?
It is English, Dad. We're just modernizing it. I catch Scooper. See you later. Goodbye. Hello?
Hello, Janie. This is Hortense.
Dopad's open, open up.
Oh, her dad's on the phone.
Oh, Dopad Lopet, hope par blanca pet.
No po taka pop. Operopi yapu apu sapat sapat toplo banka pet for part of fee.
Opel boput topel blankapit. And I'm going to get that right now.
You're going to get what right now?
Nothing that would interest you, Dad. Bye-bye, Hortense. What are you doing here?
Oh, just standing.
Well, can't you stand someplace else?
What are you going to do with Mummy's best blanket?
That doesn't concern you.
Concerns me 10 cents worth.
Oh. Here, I only have a nickel.
10 cents.
All right, I owe you a nickel. You know, they put people in prison for blackmail.
Not 7-year-old girls. That's where I'm lucky.
Conway, American Red Cross Motor Corps. How do you like my new uniform?
Oh, it's super. But you could do with your skirt a bit shorter.
Huh? Oh, I thought it was a little short now.
Definitely not. I've always believed that if you've got nice legs, you should show them. And you have got nice legs, considering your age.
Gee, thanks. Is your father home?
Yes, he's on the phone trying to get a printing press or something. I haven't been able to make one call.
Well, I think I'll freshen up before dinner.
Okay.
What is it?
Dad! I didn't know. I thought you were phoning.
By the time you got through with the phone, it was too late for me to put my call into Washington. What are you looking like that for?
Like what?
Janie Conway, that expression has always meant trouble in one form or another.
Well, Dad, it's just an expression.
There's no excuse for all this bewilderment if you came into the room like a lady.
Hello, Janie. Seems to be raining blankets. Good ones, too.
Mr. Van Brunt, you wouldn't want to completely wreck my life, would you?
Well, no, not completely, Janie.
Then don't say anything to Mother and Dad.
They're going to think it's rather odd. I usually am rather a talkative man.
I mean about, well, you see, it's like this. I mean, we're having a blanket party, and blanket party wouldn't be much of a party without blankets, would it?
Well, no, not a real blanket party.
I'm afraid Mother and Dad might not understand, Mr. Van Brunt, but I hope you will. You're sort of younger somehow. At least mentally.
Oh, thank you, Janie.
So if...
Might I suggest the dahlias? I don't think anybody will be investigating the dahlias tonight.
Did anyone ever tell you you're wonderful?
Oh, Charlie.
John?
Been trying to reach you for the last half hour. What's the matter? Your telephone out of order?
No, it might as well be. It's grown to Janie. What's on your mind?
Well, I read your charming little editorial.
Should wake up Hortonville, don't you think?
Well, as president of the Chamber of Commerce, I think you're way off the beam. You ought to be proud the Army's chosen Hortonville as a base for maneuvers. It'll put us on the map.
Oh, I appreciate the job the Army is doing. But Hortonville is a family town. It always has been. No reason the Army should move in on us. You know that camp will be less than a mile from the high school? People should be warned.
Warned against what, winning the war?
No, but the morale of the community must be kept up.
By your editorial, I suppose.
Not being a father, you wouldn't understand. But this town will be full of soldiers, young men on their last stop before they shove off, tense and wild.
Oh, Charlie, remember your last leave in New York in
No.
1918 before you shoved off? Her name was Madge something or other, wasn't it?
No, it was Caroline.
She lived in 55th Street, as I remember. Now, did it ruin her life to kiss a soldier goodbye?
Oh, I admit soldiers should be entertained, but not by young girls who... What are you hanging around for, Janie?
Well, nothing, only if you're talking about young girls, Dad, I should think you'd want to get some ideas from a young girl.
Our furlough in Paris, Charlie. Remember that night in Montmartre? Come on, sing her. Come on now. Mademoiselle from Armentières Parlez-vous. Come on, Charlie.
Well, what's going on here?
Oh, Seal. Now he's going to protect the girlhood of Hortonville.
Oh, that was one of his angles when he married me. You're going to have dinner with us.
Of course he's going to have dinner with us. What do you think he came over for?
Janie, hurry up and get Elsbeth and see that she's washed up for dinner. Oh, your train leaves for Washington at 8 o'clock, and April said if we weren't at the table at 6:30 sharp, she was going to leave and join the wax.
Good. She had her basic training here. What is that?
Scooper, he wants Janie.
Well, does he have to whistle her out?
No, but it probably helps.
Oh, Charles. Now, Charles.
Well, why can't Scooper ring the doorbell like a civilized person?
He's in high gear. We're late.
Hi.
Look here, young man. For a dog, you whistle. For a young lady, you ring.
Oh.
Don't be a tin-type, Dad. All the boys whistle. Don't put mopin topi and thopo blanco pipapartopi.
No poker pay.
Will you two stop that gibberish? They're driving me mad.
Well, Charles, as I understand it, it's really no more gibberish than our, ig pay Attenley.
Now, you start.
That's right, Mom. You just put off before every vowel. For instance, instead of calling you father, I'd say papathaper.
And blapankapit is how you say blanket, so nobody knows you're saying blanket party.
Blanket party? What's a blanket party?
Party where everybody takes a blanket, like Janie and Scooper are.
Janie, are you taking a blanket?
She hid it in the dahlias.
It seemed like an ideal place to hide it at the time.
I'm going to bring it back, Mom. Good night, everybody.
Wait a minute. Come here. Will you kindly explain to me why you need bedding at this affair?
The blankets are a modern improvement, Dad.
So we won't catch cold on the wet grass.
But, Janie, you don't think for a moment we'll let you go?
Oh, Dad, you have to. Everybody's going. It's possibly silly of you to worry about me. It's a proven scientific fact that you can't catch cold while you're smooching. Come on, Scooper.
It's a proven scientific fact that you can't catch cold when you're what?
Well, child, it's...
Smooching. It's a sort of kissing.
Inky dinky parlez-vous.
Oh, Elspeth, go to bed.
Run along, darling.
When you can't think of anything else to say, you always tell me to go to sleep.
Night, lad.
Poor Elspeth Conway's a little girl who grew up in bed.
Oh, why, Joe Williams. That's the first time I ever kissed a boy.
Who's a boy? I'm a man.
Oh, for heaven's sakes, Bernadine, dial off.
I can't help it, Pa. Look at this character.
You look at him, Bernadine. We'll just ignore them, Nicky. I'd rather have a sailor's picture than all the growing pains around here put together.
Paula's on a low float.
Well, it's tough hitting the regular grind when you're thousands of miles apart. Janie, when two people are going steady, that means that, well, that they're going steady, doesn't it?
Uh-huh. If they're going steady.
Well, I'm going steady with you for the rest of my life.
Scooper, you shouldn't say things like that. How do you know how you feel when you get old? Say 3 or 4 years from now.
Well, I know how I'll feel then from the way I feel now. How do you feel, Janie?
Well, I feel like I'd like to feel then the way I feel now.
Maybe it's the beast in me, Janie, but I've simply got to.
Jeepers!
Say, what's the idea? Oh, just getting some pictures. You want to get your camera smashed? Take it easy. We were asked to take pictures.
I asked them, how do you do?
Hello.
You what? Have you got holes in your head?
Well, I'm tired of being called a droop date. And when these pictures of me and Merton come out in Life, thank you.
Come out in what?
Life magazine, a special feature called Life Goes to a Blanket Party.
Oh, great.
It'll make a swell layout, kids. We're going to rush it through quick.
They're going to be published?
Sure they are.
Thank you.
Would you mind getting back to your blankets and weenie roast? We want to get a lot more pictures.
This may help your love life, Bernadine, but when my family finds out, they'll practically leave me in a basket on somebody's doorstep.
It's the worst thing that ever happened in this town, I'll say.
I'm sorry. Oh, hey, look, it's the army. Hey, Janie, come on. Thanks.
Boy, for a 3-hour pass right now.
Girls, we'll be seeing you.
Hiya, honey. Hope we're here for a long stay.
Gee, they all look so darn young. Oh, exactly, the redhead.
I said getting our pictures taken was the worst thing that ever happened in this town. Now we've got to outmaneuver the army.
Oh, yes, Mr. Conway, this is still Hortonville. But you wouldn't know your old town since you went to Washington, because the Army really took over. Peeps, jeeps, tanks, trucks, captains, privates, lieutenants, corporals. More soldiers than you can shake a high school girl at.
You certainly
take chances.
So what's the matter with all the taxi cabs in this town? There wasn't one at the railroad station.
No, sir, Mr. Conway. The Army's commandeered them all.
Well, it's a fine thing. A citizen goes to Washington for a couple of weeks. He can't even cross his own street without being flattened out by some tanks.
Tanks, Mr. Conway?
Huh? Oh, you're welcome.
What do you want, Carrie Lou?
Oh, nothing. We'll see you later.
I'll see you later. Bye.
Oh, I'm sorry, miss.
It's all right. It was all our fault.
Oh, it's my fault.
Cute, wasn't he?
Yes, for a soldier.
Paula, be broad-minded. After all, soldiers are as important in this war as sailors. I mean, well, there's more to it than just tying knots. Bernadine! Bernadine! Hi. What's happened to you?
Do you like it?
Oh, it's out of this world.
But what is it?
My new hairdo, of course.
What did they have in mind at the time?
I just told the hairdresser, I don't care what you do to me, as long as I don't look like I look. And the most wonderful part about it is, Deadpan hasn't seen it yet. Deadpan? A soldier from the camp. He's waiting for me at Hennessy. You met a soldier? Oh, a dreamboat. Wait till you see him. I don't know whether he really likes me or not. He's got the most simply inscrutable face. Oh, he sounds divine. There he is. Divine is right. Hello?
Hello.
Hello? Hello? Girls, this is Deadpan Hackett. Deadpan, these are my girlfriends, Janie Conway and Paula Rainey.
Hello.
Hello? Hello?
Hello.
I'm sorry to keep you waiting, but I,
Okay.
do you mind?
All right. Hiya, kids. What are your gorgeous appetites yearning for today?
Oh, anything rich and fitting.
And for the soldier?
Soda.
Any special flavor?
No.
What have you been doing?
Reading. Say, isn't that...
Light magazine. Look at me on the cover. Holy cow. And look, Paul, on the inside, too. Deadpan, you're looking at a dead duck.
This was all your idea, Bernadine.
I know. Sometimes I just don't understand myself. Say, I've got to burn our copy before Dad gets home. Goodbye.
Me too. It's been charming.
Come on, Paula.
Miss Janie, who you expecting to hear from, your draft board?
April, where can I burn this so there'll be no trace?
Don't you think the family'd like to read it first?
No.
Well, if that ain't you and that scooper on this cover.
I'm afraid it is.
Just what are you up to?
Nothing. Honestly, nothing.
Miss
April...
Janie, your nothing's usually a most powerful something.
Well, you see,
That must be your father now.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh is right. Howdy, Mr. Conway. Back from Washington?
Yes, I'm back from Washington.
How was it?
Like a squirrel cage, and all the squirrels are crazy.
Hello, Dad. Back from Washington?
Yes, I'm back from Washington. Where's your mother?
I don't know.
April, find Mrs. Conway for me. I have something I want to talk to her about immediately.
I'll go, April. I'll take this, too.
My, Miss Janie's sure getting thoughtful.
Yeah. What is that, another record? How many of those confounded things do I have to break? What do they do, breed?
I ain't seen him.
Who put this one on?
Mr. Van Brunt,
Van Brunt. What is he doing here?
living here.
He's what, living here?
I think I better get you some tea, Mr. Conway. You look kind of conflummoxed.
Why, Charlie. Back from Washington?
No, I'm not. What's this about your living here?
Well, your wife insisted.
She what?
It really isn't as continental as it sounds, Charlie. The Army took over the hotel, including my room. Of course, you'd rather I went somewhere else.
Where else could you go?
I knew you'd take it like a soldier, old man.
We are in an awful jam down at the fighter command. That Mrs. Cooley reported a flight of geese. Charles, are you back from Washington?
You're the fourth person in the past 3 minutes that asked me that question. Don't I look back from Washington?
Oh, I'm sorry, darling. Did you have a good time?
I didn't go there for good time. I went to get a priority on a printing press.
Did you get it?
No, I didn't. The only man who wishes priorities on printing presses, Mr. Matthew Q. Reardon, wasn't in Washington. I didn't find that out until 2 weeks later.
Wasn't in Washington?
Oh.
Then what'd you go there for?
Because I like sleeping in bathtubs, waiting 3 hours for my dinner and being pushed around in general.
No, no!
What is that?
Not the men from Mars!
Yes.
and you'll never cross the secret 7 again.
Daddy, are you back from Washington?
We're due back in Mars in 20 minutes.
Right, contact.
Now turn that thing
Contact.
off.
Release the
I
cable.
can't, Daddy.
Elspeth, I've told you, you mustn't make noises while your father's in the house.
What do you people expect of me? I'm only a child.
Oh, good heavens, I'm late now. We're going to rehearse for a disaster and then have tea after.
Well, that disaster can wait. We've got one of our own. Here.
Oh? Why, it's Janie. Doesn't she take a nice picture?
My dear Mrs. Conway, your idea of nice and my idea of nice aren't the same. Here, look at this. Look at that. There. And here. Blanket parties provide new and exciting pastimes for the country's younger set. The routine is simple. After the moonlit weenie roast, the cuddle cats in their high school Lochinvars spread out their blankets and drink in the moon.
Doesn't sound bad.
It's all your fault, Lucille. You should spend more time with the children and less with these war thingamajigs. The last war was the men who left their homes.
This time give the women a break, huh?
Oh, Janie's just an innocent child, and Scooper's completely harmless.
Just the same, you and I are going to have a talk with Janie. We're going into the whole thing. The way the children of today dance and the records they play.
Hello, Mr. Conway's residence. Who? Mrs. Lawrence? Oh, just a minute, Mrs. Lawrence. Mother, it's some woman named Lawrence from Kentucky.
From Kentucky? What? Why, that must be Thelma. From Kentucky.
Just a minute, she'll be right here.
Thelma, darling, how are you? Where are you calling from? Tell me everything.
Well, I gave up the house when Dick went to Yale. We just finished our sophomore year when the Army got us.
Us?
Uh-huh. Naturally, I followed Dick to New Haven, and now, well, the Army does move around, so I thought, why can't I move with it? Especially since all the eligible men seem to be in the Army nowadays.
Still the same old Thelma, aren't you?
We haven't seen her for 20 years. What is she showing up now for?
Well, of course you're going to stay with us as long as Dick is stationed in the Army camp here.
Oh.
Come on, Mother, you're holding up the war.
Well, if you should, won't be putting you out any.
After all, old friends are best friends. Just stay right where you are, and we'll be seeing you in only a few minutes. I'll send someone right down to pick you up. Someone very sweet. I can hardly wait to see you. Bye for now. Isn't that the most wonderful news? Thelma's coming out here, and she's bringing her son with her. He's a Yale man in the Army. Oh, do be a dear and go pick them up for me. I have to break the news to April and then go straighten up the guest room.
You mean my room?
Oh, yes. Well, we'll just have to move you down here.
In my library?
It's an emergency measure, Charles. After all, Thelma was one of my bridesmaids. You can't miss her. She's very attractive, has auburn hair.
As of 20 years ago.
I'm afraid I know just what you mean. Now, please, Lucille, I have no intentions, honorable or otherwise.
But you haven't seen Thelma Lawrence.
She'll be perfectly safe from me.
But maybe you won't be perfectly safe from her.
Well, I've been perfectly safe from quite a few smooth little numbers.
This is the second time I've had to postpone my disaster.
Fine thing. We all agreed to keep the high school girls away from the soldiers, and here you bring one smack right into your own home.
Thelma's son isn't soldiers. He's a wonderful boy.
Who said so? His mother?
Well, yes, Janie.
Yeah, I thought so. He'll be weird. Parents' best friends' kids always are.
Huh?
That reminds me. This would be a very good time for it. Janie?
Yes, Mother?
I think your father would like to have a few words with you.
Yes, Mother.
After your father gets through with you, we'll see a completely subdued young lady, I hope.
Did you want to talk to me about something, Dad?
Yes, Janie,
April, I'll take care of the tea things. After all, he's my father. Aren't you, Dad?
Hmm? Oh, yes.
Mm-mm. That Miss Janie sure is overpowerful thoughtful these days.
Mm-mm. Janie, I want to have a good, long, serious talk with you.
Of course, Dad. Practically any time.
Not any time, I mean now.
Well, I thought with Mrs. Lawrence.
Mrs. Lawrence has nothing to do with what I have to say to you.
Yes, Dad. But I know how you hate to be interrupted.
I particularly hate being interrupted before I get started.
Yes, Dad. Here, you drink this nice and slowly, and then we'll have our little talk.
No, I don't want any tea. I know what you're up to. You're trying to cool me off with hot tea. But I'm going to have this talk with you right now while I'm at the height of my indignation.
Oh, are you indignant, Dad? What has Mother done now?
It's nothing your mother has done. It's you.
Oh, Dad. Oh, look, you ruined the magazine. I'll take it out to dry.
Janie, stop right where you are. Now, give me that magazine.
imagine that we'll see a great change in Mrs. Lawrence.
You should. You've never seen her. Ah. There you are. Just what I was afraid of. All over the magazine. Smooching.
Oh, that? Oh, that was perfectly all right, Dad. Because all that crowd was there, and they were all smooching.
But on blankets, it looks so premeditated. As if it's what you had in mind all the time.
Well, frankly, Dad, it came as no surprise to me.
That's exactly what I mean. It's like a murder. There's a big difference, you know, between a premeditated and unpremeditated murder.
Let's get one thing straight, Dad. Scooper Nolan and I did not commit murder. We merely smooched.
Don't say that word again.
Well, you've got to call it something. What did you call it in your day?
Oh, I don't remember. Spooning, muzzling, bunny hugging, and something like that.
What's the difference between a muzzle and a smooch, I'd like to know?
About 20 years, young lady. And it was just as objectionable then.
You mean to say that you and Mother never muzzled?
I mean to say that.
Never spooned?
Never.
Bunny hugged?
No.
What on earth did you do?
We took long walks.
Long walks?
Yeah.
How on earth did you decide that you wanted to get married?
Well, we didn't quite decide. We just got married.
Well, Dad, times have changed. And for the better, too.
Now, don't get the idea that I was a stuffed shirt or a, what do you call them,
Casper milk toast? Casper milk toast.
Yes, a Casper milk toast or anything like that. After your mother and I became engaged, we took shorter walks.
Uh-huh.
At least we had the decency to wait until after we were engaged. And the good taste to make sure that we were alone.
Make sure you were alone?
Yeah.
Why? What were you ashamed of? At least Scooper and I were out in the open with dozens of other kids around. We weren't doing anything to be ashamed of. We even had a photographer present. We didn't skulk in dark corners. We didn't...
Now, look here, we never skulked.
Oh, I read all about your post-war generation. You had flappers, cake eaters, flaming
Wait a minute. I started asking the questions.
I'm ashamed of you. I'm ashamed of Mother. I'm going to have a talk with Mother. A good, long, serious talk. Oh, the jazz age. Jeepers.
Charles, come on. It's Thelma. She's here.
Why couldn't she have gotten here 5 minutes earlier?
Don't be silly.
Oh, what an attractive place.
Yeah, we think Hortonville is quite a garden spot.
Oh, how thoughtful of the Army, Dick, to station us in such a charming town.
Yes, Mother.
Lucille!
Oh, my darling.
Lucille.
Oh, it's wonderful. You're just the same. And, oh, no, this isn't Dick.
It's Dick. Who else would it be? Of course, he looks much better with his hair long.
How are you, Mrs. Conway?
I just can't believe it. Dick Lawrence. The last time I saw you, you were teething.
Sometimes it's even hard for me to realize that he's grown up, but he has.
He looks perfectly wonderful in his uniform.
Then he suddenly took it into his head to join the Army.
So you took it into your head to join, too?
Of course.
Why, Thelma.
Charles, you haven't changed one bit. Oh, my goodness, I've got you all over lipstick.
Oh, that's quite all right. It'll come off.
Oh, you're so sweet. And Charles, the way Hortonville has grown, Mr. Van Brunt told me you had a great deal to do with it.
Yeah, that's where your editorial. Let's go inside.
So nice of you to have us.
Thank you. You know, I just said to Lucille, I'd rather have you stay with us than anyone else.
Oh, no.
Didn't I say that?
Yes, dear, that's exactly what you said.
What a lovely house. And as I live and breathe, this must be Janie. Hello. And this must be Elspeth. Oh, Lucille, they're adorable.
Well, sometimes they are.
I'll fix a little something cool to drink.
Oh, I love it.
I'll take your bags up to my room. Your room.
I'm just fixing to make your bed up in the library.
What?
Crazy house.
I do hope I'm not running you out.
Oh, no. I'm sort of a bird of passage anyway.
Oh, sweet. It's such fun. Is he around much?
President of the Chamber of Commerce. Quite the most attractive man in town.
Married, I suppose.
Not that one. He always managed to get away.
Really? Clever of him. Oh, my goodness. We forgot to introduce the children.
Oh, that's all right.
I think we got the general idea.
Dick isn't half as bad as you expected, is he, Janie? You know our children are about their mother's friends.
Oh, don't I, though? You should have heard Dick all the way on the train.
Why do all mothers have to talk like mothers?
Well, I guess it must be something biological.
I do somersaults.
So we see.
I also do back bends. Watch.
Elspeth,
Well, I do.
Does she have to hang around?
you have to pay her to make her go.
Pay her?
It's awful, but that's the way it is.
Well,
A nickel.
like a jukebox, huh? Have to put a nickel in to make it go. Well, here you are, jukebox.
I want a dime.
A nickel. It's always a nickel,
a
Elspeth.
dime. You know, inflation.
Sorry, haven't got a dime.
Okay, seeing you're an army man. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Oh, well, I'll be glad when I go away to college next year.
Well, so you're still in high school, huh?
And what's wrong with that?
Nothing, but high school? I guess I'm just wasting my time.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm talking to a babe in arms.
Oh. No, you're not. I happen to be a senior.
Oh, and that makes you plenty smooth, I suppose.
You shouldn't be supposing anything.
No crime supposing.
Well, that depends on what you're supposing. I don't even know what we're talking about.
Neither do I, but we seem to be getting places.
You're sure smooth. Not a bit like I expected.
You neither. I expected a total eclipse and got the sun in my eyes. I thought I paid you to go away.
I went.
I haven't any more nickels.
Just ignore her.
She's kind of hard to ignore.
Just go on talking as if she weren't here.
Well, as I was saying about the eclipse and the sun,
She said, go on talking.
Elsbeth, won't you please go out in the garden and play?
Is he your boyfriend now instead of Scooper Janie?
Aha!
Elspeth.
Do you like him better than Scooper Janie?
Oh, don't pay any attention to her. She just makes things up.
I don't like him better than Scooper Janie. I think you stink.
Elspeth Conway, you're disgusting. You're an absolutely disgusting little thing. Go upstairs. I don't want to hear another word out of you. Do you hear me? I'm terribly sorry. Really, she doesn't mean anything. She's just spoiled. I think maybe we better go out in the garden. You know, sometimes she just embarrasses me something awful.
There's one member of the Conway family who seems to turn thumbs down on me.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about it too much. There are other members.
I was coming to that before I ran out of nickels.
The family's going to have to do something about Elspeth. I'm practically wrecked.
Me too. Let's be wrecked together.
No room.
Oh, sure there is.
Well, you're a regular wolf, aren't you? Ooh, scares me.
Well, if that scares you... It just came over me.
And that was supposed to be smooth?
What do you mean?
Nothing, but you've been talking about my not being smooth, and I was kind of impressed, but, well, that's not my idea of a kiss.
Oh. Oh, come on, Janie.
Hey, Janie. Look, Janie, it's out. Huh? Huh?
Oh, this is Scooper Nolan, Dick. Scooper, this is Dick. Private Dick Lawrence.
The first class.
Oh, I'm sorry. Private first class Dick Lawrence.
Hiya.
Hiya.
I didn't mean to break anything up, Janie, but everybody's down Hennessy's talking about the magazines. Let's go get a soda.
Oh, I can't, Scooper. You see...
Why not?
She has another date.
With who?
With me.
Well, I never heard of you.
Well, what difference does that make, if any?
Well, it makes a lot of difference. I come here practically every day, and there's nobody. And then there's a guy I never even heard of.
Scooper, control yourself. Well, Dick just happens to be stationed here. He's in the Army.
You've heard of the Army?
Yeah, I've heard of the Army. Only it doesn't interest me. I'm going into the Air Force.
Are you, Scooper?
Sure. I want to fly, not just tramp around.
Too bad for the Air Force.
What do you mean by that crack?
Well, you can't get in, can you, at 16?
At 16? You think I'm 16?
15 or 16, along in there.
No, Scooper was 17 last month.
I don't like your attitude.
And what's the matter with it?
Yes, and what's the matter with you, Scooper?
Well, if it comes to that, Janie, what's the matter with you? Pretending you're old enough to date up with a lot of Army men.
Why, certainly I'm old enough.
I didn't see you graduating from Hortonville High.
Well, what's that got to do with it?
You stay out of this.
Scooper, you don't act like you have any sense.
Well, this makes sense, does it? This makes sense. You having dates with this guy.
A change for the better.
Say, one more crack like that.
Now, Scooper, wait a minute. Dick Lawrence happens to be the son of my mother's old maid of honor. That was my mother's friend before I was even born.
All right, all right. But you'll be sorry for this, Janie. You'll get yourself out on a limb and then just see if I care. You'll just see. And you can see, too. You can see if I'm going to give up my girl without giving you a good sock in the eye.
What, with a celluloid rattle? Come on, start some. Come on.
Don't.
Okay?
Oh, please don't.
No, I can't sock a guy in uniform.
Well, what are you buzzing about? I can't sock a guy when I'm in uniform. And it's plenty lucky for you I am in uniform.
That's your side of the story.
Yeah, well, that's just about enough out of you,
Oh,
youngster.
yeah?
Yeah.
Now, let's be civilized about this.
Yeah, but if you think I'm going to fade just because this termite...
Well, if you think I'm going to stand for a lot of drip from this zombie...
Zombie?
Yes, zombie.
Uniform or no uniform, help me out of this sweater.
Here, I'll help you myself.
You keep your hands off me.
Won't be roared at.
Please don't stop. Go right ahead. I just love triangles.
too young or too old. They're either too gray or too grassy green. The beacons are poor and the crop is lean.
What's good is in the army.
What's left will never harm me. I've looked the field over, and lo and behold, they're either too young or too old. Oh, Charles, John's the most heavenly dancer.
Oh, anyone could dance well with you.
I do hope we're not disturbing you, Charles.
No, you're not disturbing him. He's just going to write another editorial. It's a habit he's got.
Why don't you put that stubby typewriter away? I'll bet there's a bit of jitterbug in you.
No, not a bit. I don't know how to dance.
You do, too. I remember your wedding party. You were the barn doing the bunny hop. Come on, here's a step I learned in the army.
There must be some place in this house where there's peace and quiet.
Dick's real old. 19 and a Yale man.
Oh, he is. Aren't you kind of scared?
Of course not, Bernadine. Other women have handled Yale men.
Oh, but he might get so rugged.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Oh, Yale can really get rugged. Wait till I tell you.
Bill was really jumping.
You really?
Ever since the many handsome soldiers at Hennessy.
Did you want to work in here?
No, I'm just carrying this typewriter around because I like it.
Oh.
What's the joke?
Nothing, Mr. Conway. Nothing at all.
Well, nothing must be very funny.
We better go outside anyway. We're making too much noise.
Never saw anything like it in all my life. Elspeth!
Look, Dad, I've established a beachhead.
But, Elspeth, I have a lot of work to do. I'm a very busy man.
Elsbeth, them toy soldiers of yours keep getting all over the place. How come these got on the refrigerator?
Just marched, I guess.
It's mighty funny they march partially close to the cookie jar.
What cookie jar?
You know what cookie jar.
Hey, you upset the entire strategy on my left flank.
Oh, take care of your left flank.
Hey, take it easy. Take it easy.
Oh, tell me, when do we get to meet Dick?
Oh, you don't. You've got to get your own soldiers.
Tell her. We have. We're meeting 3 of them down at Hennessy's for sodas.
Really?
Oh, and kids are the sweetest boys. Hardly dry behind the ears.
Oh.
Wonderful, Charles. Colonel Lucas has put me in charge of soldiers' entertainment. What's the matter?
I'm going mad, that's all. Stark, raving mad, if anyone cares.
Of course we care.
Is that another uniform?
Well, they have to have some way of telling the nurses' aides from the patients.
I'm sorry if we disturbed you, Dad, really.
Going, girls?
Yeah, Mrs. Conway. I have to run in town and buy some tweezers. They strapped Mother to a board at first aid and it was full of splinters.
Well, goodbye. Goodbye. Oh, poor Charles. It's awfully hard on you having such a family, isn't it?
If that's a direct question, yes.
Well, never mind. You'll have the house all to yourself this afternoon. As soon as I change uniforms, I'm off to fire practice.
But I'm going to Lake Winoka.
With whom?
Dick, we're going swimming.
What, in your new bathing suit with a soldier right out of camp? That's what I'm trying to write my editorial about.
Don't worry, Dad. We'll have 2 fire extinguishers. Bye.
Fire extinguishers?
She means chaperones, Charles. John and Thelma are going with them.
Oh, well, I'm not quite sure just what kind of fire extinguishers John and Thelma will make.
Oh, just about the same kind we would have wanted when we were Janie's and Dick's age, I expect.
That has nothing to do with it. In the first place, you were different from Janie.
Only that I was my father's daughter instead of being her father's daughter.
Oh, and then we were in love.
You were in love, but as far as I was concerned, well, I wasn't so sure.
Oh, yeah? You had a fine way of showing it.
You liked it.
And I still do. Remember that Halloween we ditched the party?
Are you getting sentimental, Mr. Conway?
Yeah, I suppose I am. No, I'm not. I'm getting old, that's what. Otherwise, I wouldn't put up with what I have to put up with in this house. I never...
Excuse me?
That's okay, April. Mailman's here. Oh.
Hello, Janie. I thought you girls had to hurry home.
Oh, when the man of the year's expected any minute.
Oh, I'm dying to meet him.
Don't expect too much.
Elspeth, Dick's been very nice to you.
We'll be friends when he signs over his allotment to me.
Is there one for me?
An airmail, Miss Paula. Do you think it's such a good idea you getting letters that your family don't know nothing about?
My family doesn't understand that a person's mail from a sailor is private.
That Mickey of yours sure is the rightness, gentlemen.
Watch Paula drool over her letter from Mickey.
Here comes Dick now.
Oh, Janie, how romantic. Mr. Van Brunt rented it to take us to Lake Wanaka.
Oh.
Hello, Dick.
Hi, Janie. All set?
Just about.
Say, I thought you were the prettiest girl in town.
Oh, they're just some of my girlfriends that dropped by. Would you like to meet them?
If you insist.
I'll make it quick. Dick, these are my girlfriends. Girls, I want you to know Private First Class Dick Lawrence.
How do you do?
Dick?
How do you do?
They've been hanging around waiting to get a look at you.
Elspeth, where's some of your little friends, dear?
I haven't got any friends. I'm antisocial.
Come on, girls, let's go.
Yes.
Goodbye,
Janie.
Goodbye,
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, Janie.
Come on, Bernadine.
Oh. Goodbye.
Are you sure you got everything?
Everything, including the horse.
Bread and butter.
All set, Dick?
Yes, sir. Help me here.
John, what a clever idea.
Well, I wanted to have a surprise for you, Thelma. What about your driving, Janie?
Oh, I'd
All right.
love to. Oh, it seems years since I went on a picnic with a man.
Me too. I'll be with a woman.
All right, back there?
Yeah.
Whee, you've got yourself started. Giddy up. Goodbye, Elvis. Someday when you're a big girl, you'll be doing this.
Not me. I'll have a P-38.
Scooper.
He's all right. Just nicked the fender.
What's the matter, Scooper? Did you fall down?
Where are they going?
Huh?
You heard me.
Oh, them. Driving. What you got in this box, Scooper?
Ladyfinger, for my mother's bridge party.
Oh,
We could have a couple, though, I should think.
how sweet of you.
Elspeth, what's been going on around here?
Huh?
I mean, you think she likes him all right?
Who?
Janie. You think she likes that private?
Private First Class.
I mean, she doesn't, does she?
These are good. Can I have some more, Scooper?
What'd they do last night?
Who?
Janie and that soldier guy.
Nothing. Except when the grown-ups were having coffee.
Yes.
They came out here.
Just the two of them alone?
Except for me looking out of the window. I saw 'em.
Saw him? Doing what?
They chased her.
Chased her?
Uh-huh. All around that bush. And Janie said, stop, stop. She said, oh, stop, 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 stop.
And did he?
Uh-huh. She made him.
Go on. What happened after that?
Nothing. Dad made him come in because it was too chilly. He said, But it wasn't. It was a warm night.
I'll say it was. It was a hot night. Put that thing away. The Army makes me nervous. Wait till I see that guy. He's going to hear from me. Elspeth, do you know where they were going driving?
Can I have another ladyfinger?
Sure.
My, they're all gone.
Oh, gosh. Now I have to buy Mother some more with my own dough.
Mm-mm.
Where'd Janie and that soldier go, Elspeth?
I have no idea.
Oh, would you try to remember?
Mm-hmm. To a lake.
What lake? Okay. Here now, talk.
Please. They went to Lake Wanaka to swim.
Jeepers, if he's swimming, he won't be in uniform.
Dick, what do you think about?
Guess.
I don't mean that. I mean when you're in camp, drilling and things like that.
Well, mostly I think about chow and when my next leave's coming up, and a cardboard box.
Cardboard box?
Mm-hmm, the box I put my ski things in. I keep worrying moths will get at them.
Oh, they won't. At least I hope they won't.
And I put my books in another box and my tucks and tails. I guess that's what going to war is. Wrapping up your life in a lot of little packages.
Poor Dick.
Say, if you start feeling sorry for me, I'll bust you in the teeth or something.
Yoo-hoo! Yoo-hoo!
And there they go again.
Won't you get blisters from rowing so hard?
Blisters? Me that rode for Harvard?
Oh.
Something's stewing on that deal.
At their age? Oh, impossible.
Well, love must be blind, or at least nearsighted. Her mother wouldn't be going for Mr. Van Brunt.
Oh, now, wait a minute. Mr. Van Brunt's been a bachelor forever, since he was born.
If I know Mother right now, she's saying, here I was, leading a calm, quiet life.
Here I was, leading a calm, quiet life, and then you come along and disrupt everything.
I come along. I'm not following the Army. I didn't invade Hortonville.
Well, what's a poor, lonely widow to do? Sit on a Kentucky plantation and fade away? Oh, no, it sounds very romantic. Bluegrass, hoop skirts, juleps. But it isn't for me.
What is for you?
Well, I thought perhaps someday I might marry again.
Who? Whom?
Well, surely there must be some man in the world who would have me. I don't sleep in a mud pack, and I'm not lost in a kitchen, and I could brush up on my shorthand.
Well, I haven't any plans for the next few years.
John Van Brunt, are you proposing to me?
Looks to me more like a 50-50 proposition.
Well, I never expected anything like this would happen to me in a town like Hortonville.
Well, you picked the president of the Chamber of Commerce.
Oh, there they go again.
You're practically drowned.
Come on, give me your hand. Hey, that air's cold. Here, better put this towel around you.
Oh, you shouldn't have done that.
What was wrong with what I did?
Nothing, but after all...
After all, I get shipped out soon. I may never come back. I may never come back.
Of course you'll come back. With all kinds of stripes and those darling little colored bars on your chest.
Come back to what? A man likes to feel that, well, that there's a woman waiting.
Yeah, but this may be a long war.
Say...
Dick, go in and put your uniform on.
Well, why? Don't you like me the way I am?
Well, sure, Dick, sure, but it's when you're in your uniform that I get all thrilled and goosebumpy.
Okay, funny bunny, I'll put on my charm suit. What was that stuff they said about war?
Scoopin' Nolan, what do you mean by following me?
It's a free country, isn't it? If I want to come out here and get myself some fresh air, I got a right to.
Your face is dirty. You're just making it worse. You're all perspiry.
If you'd ridden a bike as fast as I did, you'd be perspiry, too. Janie, there are some things I won't stand for. I won't stand for you letting yourself get chased around bushes by a soldier.
He didn't catch me. And besides, what have you got to say about what I do?
But we're going steady. Aren't we?
I don't know, Scooper. Huh? Of course, I like you an awful lot. And we've dated a lot,
But you are my steady girl. Everybody knows it. It was definitely established at high school.
I never said I was, honestly, Scooper.
But that's the way it always was, Janie. From the time we... Remember the day we both got elected to office in junior year? And afterwards had Cokes at Hennessy's? And started to do our homework together.
I know, but...
And the time you had your tonsils out. The first thing you asked old Doc Brady was where I was. Those things are important, Janie. They're what tie a man and a woman together.
Huh? I thought I heard a mosquito buzzing around.
Scooper.
I'll be out in a minute, Janie, as soon as I tie my GI laces.
You would be in uniform.
What have you got on, Scooper? Your Halloween face?
Oh, you keep away from me.
Listen, Scooper. A person can feel one way about one person and another way about another one. Can't they?
No, you know darn well they can't. But you don't need to worry about me. I'm going to pull something. I got it all figured out.
What do you mean, pull something?
Just something, that's all.
You're just trying to scare me. You're not going to pull anything.
Just wait and see. And it's got nothing to do with women, either. I'm through with women.
Scooper!
Janie, I just got a brainstorm. Mother says Mr. Van Brunt and your folks are all going to an American Legion dance Saturday night. Now, look, if I could snag a leave, why, we'd have the whole house to ourselves. Without fire extinguishers. What's he going away for? To wash his face?
Please, Dick. Scooper's an awfully nice boy.
Say, you're not addle about that zombie.
No. There goes the sweetheart of my youth. Now I'm practically a grown-up woman.
Now it's really beginning to look like a party.
Oh, so
More
excited.
Chandon 28 for a very special occasion.
Oh, it fits perfectly, Charles. Come on, let's get started.
Thelma, this is the first drink you and I have had together since the day I started all this.
Well, that's a nice tactful way to refer to our wedding.
Oh, it was the most beautiful wedding. I had a divine blue dress. It stood out on both sides over little hoops.
Sounds ghastly.
Shall we tell her now? To the future Mrs. John Van Brunt.
No.
Is it wonderful?
Well, it's about time, John. Lucy and I just about lost all hope for you.
Well, there's no fool like an old fool, you know. Let's say.
Oh, excuse me. That must be the Washington call.
Oh, Charles has the cutest way of expressing himself.
Hello? Oh, yes, ma'am. He's right here. It's for you, Dad.
Oh, thanks, Janie. Hello? Yes, I'd like to talk to Mr. Matthew Q. Reardon. No, QQ, like in quack, quack. Yes, of course I'll hold the line.
Dad, do you think you'll be out very late tonight?
I hope not. I'm not as young as I used to be.
Neither am I.
Neither are you what?
Neither am I as young as I used to be.
What do you mean by that? Hello? Hello?
This is Mr. Reardon's secretary. May I take the message?
This is Charles Conway of Hortonville. I want to talk to Mr. Reardon personally.
Well, Dad, I think you should realize that I'm no longer a girl. I'm a woman.
Oh, nonsense. What? Yes, of course I'll wait.
It isn't nonsense, Dad. Well, after that talk we had the other day, I got to thinking.
What about?
About what you told me. About how few problems will arise if a girl will listen to her parents. You see, since then, things have happened.
Things have happened?
Would you mind calling back a little later?
Look here, I've called back 37 times already. Who does Reardon think he is, anyway?
He wants to know who do you think you are?
What does he want?
Priority on a printing press.
Do I issue those?
Yes, you better talk to him before he blows his top.
Oh, I only have 7 minutes to catch my plane.
What?
Yes, I know. He's a taxpayer. But who isn't? Where are my glasses? Oh, yes, please.
Tell me, Janie. Go on, tell me.
Dad, I'm afraid I've gotten myself caught between two loves.
You what?
Well, you were a young man once, weren't
Yes,
you?
of course I was a young man once. Of course I was.
Were you rugged?
Was I what?
Were you rugged?
Janie, if does rugged mean what I'm afraid it means.
Now, don't get excited, Dad.
I'm not excited. Now, you calm yourself and tell me exactly what happened.
Well, nothing's happened, Dad. At least not yet. But Scooper wants to knock Dick's teeth in, and Dick's always in uniform. And after all, Scooper was the one I thought of first when I had my tonsils out. But then Dick might get sent out soon, and when we were underwater at Lake Wanaka.
You were where?
Lake Wanaka?
Yes.
Dick kissed me.
He kissed you? My call to Washington. Hello? Hello?
Number, please.
I was connected with Washington, D.C.
I'm sorry, sir. You broke the connection. There'll be a 4-hour wait.
Now see what you made me do.
Well, I can see that a daughter doesn't mean as much to you as a printing press.
Oh, Janie. Janie, wait a minute. Don't say that. I don't think you understand. You're all I've got. You and Mother and Elspeth. You're the works, and you always have been. Maybe it seems selfish of me, but I want to keep it that way. You wouldn't like me if I didn't. You're used to me just as I am. Well, I mean, the Legion uniform and Hortonville, and even the newspaper. You put them all together, Janie, they spell Dad. Good old Charlie Conway, Mr. American. Hello? Hello, Washington, D.C.? Who? Oh, hello, Dickie. Hey, it's for you.
Dad, you know, sometimes I think you're almost human.
Now, that's nice, Janie. Just hold that thought, huh?
Hello, Dick. What? They're still here, but they ought to be leaving any minute.
Swell. Say, have you seen the moon tonight? It's given me a lot of wonderful ideas.
No, I haven't had a chance to look at it. Maybe I better not.
Well, I'll be over as soon as I can make it, honey child. And don't forget, when you're putting on your lips, remember who you're putting them on for.
Okay.
Hey there.
Janie, when are they leaving?
You girls ought to join the FBI. You know the house like secret agents. Why the formals? We're having a party. Where?
Here.
Here?
I brought the weenies. We used up all our meat points for the next 2 weeks. I hope you haven't accounted Hickenloopers, because I charged them to your father.
Now, wait a minute. What is this? Well, you can't have a party here.
Why not? Your family's going out. Elspeth said so.
Yes, but...
Mickey's been torpedoed. And on account of your father...
Mickey torpedoed? Well, what could my father have to do with that?
On account of Mickey's being torpedoed, he's got to leave. He's coming home tonight on a bus. And on account of your father's editorial, my family says they won't let me be alone with him, ever.
And on account of your father's editorial, my family says I can't even have Deadpan Hackett in our house.
And Hortense's and Carrie Lou's and Susan's families are all the same way. And they've got soldier dates for tonight, so they're coming over here, too.
Oh, but they can't.
On account of your father's editorial, this is the only house in town where we can possibly see servicemen. Without a riot from the family.
On account of your father's editorial.
Jeepers. Okay. You'll find the charcoal over by the barbecue pit. If they don't see you, I guess we'll be all right.
What seems to be going on out here, Janie?
Oh, nothing. Just a couple of the girls came over, that's all.
Janie, did I ever tell you that my maternal grandmother was Irish and that I get strange forebodings?
Strange what?
Forebodings.
Oh.
You wouldn't by any chance be having some soldiers here this evening, would you?
Soldiers? Here?
Soldiers here.
Well, you won't tell, will you? Dick's coming, and some boys I didn't know about until just now. I'm afraid Mother and Dad wouldn't understand, but you're sort of younger somehow.
I know. At any rate, mentally. Well, I happen to be in a very amiable and fatuous frame of mind tonight. Otherwise, I wouldn't dream of getting involved in this.
But you will?
How late do you want me to keep them up?
Bed check at the campus at 12 o'clock.
Count on me. Come on, let's get going.
Say, that country club can be a very dull place on a Saturday night.
Well, they won't hold the table if we hang around here.
Oh, sure, they'll hold it. Doesn't matter if we're late.
Well, it matters to me. I'm starving. Come on.
Say, that reminds me. What do I smell? Charcoal?
Oh, charcoal. Don't be silly. Come on.
Oh, it couldn't be charcoal, Dad.
No, I know charcoal when I smell it. And it comes from that direction. Well, hello, girls.
How do, Mr. Conway?
Ah, weenies.
We just thought we'd come over and keep Janie company.
Oh, how nice. But why the formals?
Well, we thought we'd, sort of make a party out of it.
You know, I haven't had a good weenie in heaven knows when. And they taste awfully good roasted over a charcoal fire.
Dad, I don't think you'd like them now. I mean, well, you've probably outgrown them.
Come on, Charlie. You don't want to spoil your appetite by loading up on a lot of hot dogs.
No, let's run along. Have a good time, children.
We will, Mrs. Conway.
And don't roast those weenies too much. You'll split them open.
Phew.
I wonder what time this affair is going to break up.
Oh, I think around midnight.
Have a good time, Mother.
I hope so, but you know your father Saturday night. Who could this be?
Practically anybody.
Why, good evening, Army.
Hello.
Come right in.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Hello.
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 Hello. Hello, boys. How are you?
Soldiers, my.
Well, boys, what do you want?
Why, Hortense Bennett
You're
said...
Scooper soldiers, aren't you? It's Scooper Nolan.
Huh? Well, this is the address we got. 701 Pinewood Terrace.
Oh, that was a mistake. How perfectly crazy.
Oh, boys, what do you want?
They don't want anything, Dad. Hortense Bennett sent them. They're looking for Scooper's house.
Well, you can't find it on this lot.
No, but he's on Pinewood Terrace, too. Doesn't Scooper do the craziest things? It's 737 Pinewood Terrace, right down the block. You'll find it. It's a white house with a white picket fence. Well, they seemed kind of confused, didn't they?
Well, there was no need to be in such a hurry, Janie. You really were rather rude.
I didn't mean to be, Mother.
Now we're off.
I cannot understand what Hortense had to do with this.
Oh, she knows someone who knows someone who knows someone. It was one of those things.
Janie, what are you so fidgety about?
And, Dad, I guess it's just the nervous tension of not knowing if people are going or not going.
Well, the waiters are waiting.
Yes, and you know how fussy waiters are these days, Dad. Why, people are just the tiniest bit late. I'll get your coat, Dad.
But I don't need any coat. What are you trying to do, get rid of us?
Yes, she is, and I don't blame her. And besides, this is the first dance you've taken me to in 5 years, and I don't want to miss 1 minute.
Well, we miss all of it unless we're out of here right away.
All right, I'll go.
Elspeth!
I thought you'd gone.
Janie's going to see that you're in bed at 8 o'clock sharp, and I want you to go right to sleep.
Well, I will if the soldiers don't keep me awake.
How could the soldiers keep you awake? The camp is 4 miles from here.
I didn't mean those soldiers.
So what soldiers did you mean?
Oh, just any soldiers.
Oh, come on now.
All right.
Good
night, Cheryl.
Good night. Have a good time.
Night. Elspeth Conway, there are times when I could murder you very cheerfully.
I better take out insurance. Well, which one of them is it now?
I don't know. I haven't answered it yet. Hello? Oh, yes, Cooper.
Janie, what does this mean?
The soldiers?
Yes, the soldiers.
Just send them back again, Scooper. I can explain the whole thing.
Well, it sounds mighty funny to me. That's all I can say. Is your father there?
That has nothing to do with it.
It has plenty to do with it. I know you and your girlfriends have gone crazy over uniforms, but a rose by any other name would smell as sweet, don't forget, and old friends are the best friends after all. Goodbye, Janie.
Don't take it so hard, pal. We're just gonna have a little party, that's all.
Well, go on back and have your party. Sorry about the mix-up.
Okay. Yeah, we're getting sorry about it, too.
Let's try it again.
Hey, those soldiers are coming back again. Where are Hortense and Carrie Lou and Susan?
Oh, my goodness, I'm supposed to pick them up. Oh, and I forgot the rolls for the weenies. You can drop me off at the bakery. Come on.
Okay, hurry then.
Bye.
Janie, what kind of devilment are you up to now?
It isn't devilment, April. It's just a quiet little party.
Party?
For some poor lonely soldiers.
Soldiers?
We're just trying to do our bit for the war effort. I'm afraid Mother and Dad might not approve, but you're so understanding, April.
Well, Miss Janie, say no more. I got a powerful admiration for soldiers. I'll just shut my big mouth.
Thanks, April. And will you fix things up while I'm changing?
You just run along, honey. I'll take care of everything.
Okay.
Soldiers. Good evening. Come in.
Janie's expecting me.
She usually is. I reckon that's her coming down now.
I see it, but I don't believe it.
Hello, Dick. I hope I haven't kept you waiting.
Janie, it's beautiful.
Oh, it's just an old dress. I've had it about 1,000,000 years.
I'll bet I'm about the luckiest private in this man's army tonight, Janie.
You soldiers certainly know the right things to say.
This is for you.
Why, Dick, flowers. How thoughtful. Dick, there's something I want to tell you.
Are you too bored to open them?
Oh, no, Dick. I didn't say I was bored. I merely said they were flowers. It's just that there's... How lovely. It's an orchid.
Yeah, it's an orchid. But I suppose you get dozens of them, don't you?
They're always nice.
Does it go with your dress?
Oh, yes, of course it does. At least I hope so. I'm sure it does. Oh, I'm so excited.
Are you really? Well, a lovely flower for a lovely lady. I mean woman. I mean girl.
Make up your mind, Private Lawrence. Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh, it's nothing. That is, may I?
No, thanks. I'll get it.
Oh. You smell smooth.
Do you like it? It's cost Starlight. It costs 50 cents per half a dram.
Oh. Makes you even more mysterious.
Dick, me mysterious?
You are, you know.
Do you really think so? I mean, well, that is, after all,
Janie.
I'll get it. It's probably nobody.
Why would nobody ring the doorbell?
Hello?
Hello?
Well, hello. Here we are again, lady.
What is this, a runaround?
No, not exactly, but, well, would you go away again, just for a little while? I mean, drive around the block 30 or 40 times?
30 or 40
Oh,
times?
please, after all. Just how much gas do you think there is in a Jeep?
Shh. I'll explain the whole thing when you get back.
30 or 40.
Bye now.
Yeah, we'll go around the
I'm
block.
looking forward to that
40
explanation.
times.
Me
What
both.
is this? Back and forth, back and forth.
Dick, I'm sorry that
Who was it?
it was just the paper boy.
Oh, it sounded like a Jeep to me.
Why, Dick, you wouldn't listen into a conversation, would you? Or question a lady's word.
Of course not. It's just that I guess I'm even jealous of the paper boy. Janie.
Yes?
Janie, will you wear my ring?
Your ring?
Well, I wear it on my little finger, but you could wear it on your thumb. I know it isn't a fancy solitaire or anything, but...
Oh, it goes on my middle finger.
It seems to be made for your middle finger.
Yes. Oh, it's swell. But I don't know, Dick. I couldn't let Dad see it. I'll have to wear it around my neck on a string.
Anyway, I guess we're practically engaged now. In a way, huh? I mean, aren't we?
Well, I don't know, Dick. I don't know whether I should or not.
Sure you should. You've just got to wear it. And when a girl wears a fellow's ring, why, she's just got to be kissed.
Elspeth!
How long have you been here?
Long enough, and I'm all eyes and ears.
Elspeth, you go to bed.
I'm not a bit sleepy. I'm wide awake.
Well, I suppose you know what this means.
Well, I have a pretty fair idea. Here.
You don't want money?
If they put any more in the bank, it'll fill up, and all the money will run out. I'm going to stay up until the middle of the night and listen to all the radio programs I never get to listen to.
Elspeth, you know what I was thinking?
What?
No, I guess you'd better not.
Better not what, Janie? Better not what?
Better not go over to... No, I thought it might be all right, but you'd better not.
But I want to, Janie. Better not what?
Isn't she awful, Dick? She's always wanting to go over to Grandma's. But I won't let her go. Not with Mother and Dad gone. I simply can't take the responsibility. No, I don't think she'd better.
Why not? If I can't go to Grandma's.
I wouldn't let her go, Janie. I don't think she really wants to go anyway.
I do, too, want to go. I want to go to my Grandma's.
No, I don't believe you should, Elspeth.
Yes. You let me go or I'll...
All right. Go upstairs and get your hat and coat. And put your nightie in your little bag. That is, if you think you've got to.
Uh-huh.
And don't forget your toothbrush.
I'll take my walkie-talkie. I can listen on the bus.
You have to be kind of diplomatic with Elspeth. I'm wrecked.
And as I was saying...
Now, Dick. Well...
Afraid?
Oh, well, what should I be afraid of?
I don't know, but those little specks of quicksilver in your eyes were dancing around.
Little specks of... That's nice. Did you make it up?
What do you think?
Oh, I thought maybe it was Keats or Browning or something.
No, just Private Lawrence, Miss Conway. Working up to his big moment. And about that unfinished kiss.
Wait until you come back from Grandma's.
I come back? I'm not the one who's going. Remember, it's Elsbeth.
I'm sorry, Dick, but I'm afraid you'll have to take her.
What?
It's only 15 minutes on the bus, and she knows the right one, but I couldn't let her go alone. I wouldn't dare.
Nothing can happen to Elsbeth, Janie. Fate doesn't work that way.
That's not it, Dick. Well, after all, she is my little sister. I accepted the responsibility. And when you come back, we will be alone. I promise.
You mean it?
Mm-hmm.
Don't let me down.
I won't. I'll see to it.
Ready or not, here I come. Okay, Janie, give me the bus fare.
Oh, Dick's going to take you, Elspeth.
Oh, no, he's not.
Oh, yes, I am.
It's the only way you can get there.
Well, all right, but I hope nobody sees me with a private.
I wouldn't do this for any other girl in the world but you, Janie.
Of course not, Dick. I wouldn't want you to.
I'll hurry. The bus awaits, Your Highness.
That's corny.
Bye, Dick. Thanks.
Howdy, boys.
Hi. Well, this is where we didn't come in.
Yeah, hello.
Hey, we just got enough gas to get back to camp.
We didn't do so good at the front door. What's the chances of getting in at the back?
Pretty good. Come on in. I'm so sorry that you got pushed around the way you did.
Oh, it was like army drill, moving around and not getting any place. Can we stay this time?
Of course. Paula's gone for your dates. I'm just mortified the whole thing happened the way it did, but, you know, it does take some maneuvering to get rid of a whole family.
Sure. Say, speaking of families, this sure reminds me of my folks' home. I don't know why. It's different. The furniture's different. But if Mom came walking down those stairs this minute, I wouldn't be surprised.
That's nice you feeling that way. I'm Janie Conway.
I'm Oscar Bassett. And speaking for the other boys and myself,
We're mighty happy to know you, even if it did take a lot of maneuvering.
Well, now that that's all over, let's sit down and relax.
oh, thank you.
Come on.
Thank
Go ahead, sit down. Janie, we're here. So are your dates. Come on. It was quite a problem for a while. I suppose you know each other, don't you? Oh, yes. Except Bernadine and Paula. Gentlemen, this is Miss Rainey, and this is Miss Dodd.
Oh, it's a
pleasure. I bet you boys are starved, aren't you?
Oh, I know I am.
Come on, Bernadine, let's do something about it. Late.
I'll take care of these rolls. This is my department.
Do you think we have enough April?
Oh, yes, honey. Enough
Do we
of
have
it.
any money?
no, not
How
at all.
about the music?
Oh, yes, let's.
Swell, sentimental or swing?
Anything at all.
Well, then it'll be sentimental because I'm a sentimental guy.
Just like Saturday night back home.
Well, everything's under control out there. And you seem to be doing pretty well in here, too. What's the matter, Paula? Oh, I'll be okay as soon as Mickey gets here. Sure you will.
Hello.
Oh, this is going to be a swell party.
Deadpan! How'd you get here?
Walk.
Oh, I'm so glad you made it. I was afraid you might be having sentry duty or something.
No.
I suppose you men know each other?
It's a pretty big army. Hi.
Here we are.
Hot dog, Southern style. Dig in.
I think this is so exciting. Golly, I'm so glad your father doesn't approve of soldiers. Or we'd never have your big house.
Doesn't approve of soldiers.
Isn't that absurd? You see, it's like this. Oh, I'll explain later.
Oh, you can save the explanations. These hot
Paula,
dogs
do you want
speak
to take
for
over while I get the door?
themselves.
Have one. You see, it was all in kind of father's editorial.
Well, who cares?
That started the wait.
Oh, no.
Good evening.
It certainly is. What can we do for you?
I'm Sergeant Carl Brooks. I hear you're having a little open house.
It started out a little, but it's kind of inflating.
Won't you come in? Some Cokes for the boys, please, April.
There's on the way.
Come on in.
Just a minute and I'll get the rest.
The rest?
Yes, Mr. Scooper Nolan said to bring all the men under 20 who are off duty.
Scooper Nolan.
It sure was nice of him to call a count, ma'am. The boys will appreciate this. Hey, fellows, we're in.
Thanks, Sarge. Hey, this is a nice place, isn't it?
Hello.
Well, Sarge. Thanks, miss. Nice of you to invite us.
I'm so glad you could come.
Glad of you to invite us. Hey, what is this? I thought there was only supposed to be 6 couples out
Yeah, these are Cokes and some hot dogs. Hello. Janie, what a party. It's super. It's turning out to be quite a surprise party.
Thanks a lot for inviting us. Well,
Right on in there. The others are in there. Girl. Go right on in the living room. Get something to eat. Sergeant.
Thanks very much for inviting us over, miss. Any more here like you?
Right in there.
Hi, George.
Come on, boys.
Why, hello, beautiful. My name's Teddy. What's yours?
Bernadine Dodd.
Private Joe Mado.
How do you do?
Just check the corporal's face, will you?
Hello,
Oh, don't be jealous.
Hey, this really looks okay.
Go right on into the living room.
I tell you, that was mahogany maple.
Have a lot of fun, boys, but take it easy.
You're sure that's all?
Got another little surprise for you. Gee, this sure is swell of you girls.
Well, thank you very much.
We're having lots of fun.
Oh, good. Oh, well, we'll need more girls.
Well, I'll call up sorority and the Kit Kat Club, too.
And I'll do something about more weenies. I don't know what, but I'll do it.
The most wonderful party that's ever been tossed in Hortonville. Soldiers, the swing band, more girls, more weenies. Dad, Dick, Scooper.
May I have this dance, please?
Oh, I'd love to. Hello, Betty?
Hello, Betty. This is Paula. Say, listen, get all the girls together and have them explain to their parents that we're having a sorority party. Yes, and gather up all the food you can and hurry over to Janie's. It's heaven.
May I have this dance?
Oh, yes, certainly.
My, what happened? Did we open another front?
Oh, Silver! Ahoy!
A fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust in a hurry. Hi-yo, Silver!
End of the line. But it can't be.
The Lone Ranger, masked rider of the great horse.
You said you'd tell me when we got to your grandmother's.
We never got there. This is the wrong bus.
The wrong bus? But this is the one you said to take.
I knew it was the wrong bus all the time. I like adventure.
To help the downtrodden and oppressed.
Need any more Landers, girls?
Oh, no, this is plenty.
Oh, they were a swell idea, April.
Well, come on in the house, cause there's plenty more to do. Come on in, Army. And put everything down there. My, what a ever told this one make.
Better duck when the bullets start to fly. Hug the ground when the foe is in the sky. Oh, yes, there's one thing and another, but above all, brother, don't forget to keep your powder dry. Keep your powder dry, my boys, or the trigger doesn't figure to make noise.
When they said we were weak, we proved they lied.
How they lie.
We're a cinch, 'cause the Lord is on our side.
Amen.
They know the end is just beginning. It's the final inning. Don't forget to keep your powder dry.
Hot dog, soldiers. Come get 'em while they're hot.
Though I hate to, I'll have to say goodbye. Just keep smiling, 'cause only cowards cry.
Oh, it won't help me when I'm sailing to recall your wailing. Darling, better keep your powder dry. Keep your powder dry, oh gal, if you really want to keep up our morale.
You won't spoon underneath the apple tree, 'cause I'm taking the apple tree with me.
I'm off to do a little gunning. Hey, your mascara's running. Don't forget to keep your powder dry.
Better duck when the bullets start to fly, hug the ground when the foe is in the sky. Oh, yes, there's one thing and another, but above all, brother, don't forget to keep your powder dry. Keep it dry. Keep your powder dry, my boy, for the trigger doesn't figure to make noise. Don't forget it, boy. They said we were weak, we proved they lied. Oh, whatever it's us since the Lord is on our side. They know the end is just beginning. It's the final inning. Remember, keep your powder dry. We were slow, but the gear is now in high.
Mr. Hitler can kiss his dream goodbye.
Now that we've really started hitting one by one, they're winning. Don't forget to keep your powder dry. Keep your powder dry, my friend.
And I bet that they will get it in the end.
With that star-spangled spirit on your mind, and the love for the one you left behind, the odds are 10 to 1 you'll make it. There's that beat, let's take it. Don't forget to keep your powder dry.
Don't waste no ammunition.
Keep your powder dry.
Look what the wind blew in.
Hey, fellas, check the water, boy.
Welcome home, sailor.
Mickey!
Paula. Man, the gal sure seemed to go for that uniform.
I wonder what it is about these Navy guys.
Where have you been, Mickey? You look all worn out.
On a bus. 4 days and 4 nights on a bus. I can sleep on a raft in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, but I can't sleep on a crowded bus. The bumps aren't in the same places. Hey, where'd all the soldiers come from? Looks like you're having quite a celebration.
Oh, it didn't start out to be anything like this at all.
I thought we were going to be alone.
We can be alone in the upstairs sitting room.
Golly, I guess I'm a little out of condition. The bus ride was a little too much. Oh. Boy, the days and nights I've dreamed about this.
Was it awfully bad, Mickey?
Would have been a lot worse if you hadn't been there.
Me?
You were all over the Pacific with me, Paula.
Was I?
Every time a wave slapped against a raft, there you'd be. Slap, you'd smile at me. Slap, you'd crinkle up your eyes. Slap, you'd be sitting next to me at Hennessy, sipping a lemon coke, with that little trick hat on the back of your head. Don't say you weren't there. I saw you. And at night, every star I'd see wouldn't be a star at all. It'd be you. Just off a few thousand miles, smiling at me. Golly, I got it bad.
I got it bad too, Mickey.
Cute.
You're cute.
Cute?
Sure you are. Cute.
That's sure a heck of a thing to call a sailor. Cute. Hey, what's going on here?
Quiet! But it's Deadpan. He's been chasing me all over the house.
We'll go in there and knock the other door and lock it.
But I really don't need this exercise.
Now stay in there and keep quiet.
What's up?
Oh, nothing. It's just a soldier. He's no man of words, but he's sure one of action.
Gosh, when this army gets started, it's certainly hard to stop.
Look, he fell asleep with all that noise. Gee, Bernadine, when you like somebody and they're asleep, it makes you almost want to cry or something. My, Mickey sure brings out the sweet side in you, Paula.
Well?
I suppose this is your idea of a joke.
Well, you seem to want soldiers this evening. I thought I'd get you a few extra.
A fine few.
I'll say. Say, where's that private who's been beating my time?
He's not here. He took Elspeth to Grandma's. He should be back by now. He's been gone ages.
He's probably a kidnapper just disguised as a soldier. Wait till I get my hands on him.
Scooper, you certainly have a one-track mind. You can't fight Dickies in uniform.
Well, I'm practically in uniform. I enlisted.
You can't. You're not old enough.
I'm old enough with my mother's permission, and she gave it. I signed up at the recruiting station at the town hall. I'm leaving tonight. Naval Air Force.
Scooper, you didn't. Oh, it's awful to be made responsible for a thing like this.
I don't want you to feel responsible, Janie. That's why I came here now. To tell you that I'll remember you always with a feeling of very real respect and affection.
But I don't want to be known as a femme fatale or whatever they call them.
I guess you just can't help it. And no matter how far away I am, I'll always be your friend. I mean, flying over Iceland or wherever they send me, with only a star for a beacon.
I know, Scooper. Would you like a weenie?
Yeah, I'd like a weenie.
Okay.
No, you don't. Ow! You're not hurt. I just shot that gun out of your hand. Now to get to Tonto. Come on, Silver! I'll Silver!
At least you might turn that thing down lower.
I might, but I won't.
Stand back from that Indian. I'll get the first one to draw a gun.
If you don't mind, I'd like to hear the end of this episode. Why, Dick Lawrence, I didn't recognize you in uniform.
Well, Professor, I didn't recognize you out of the chemistry class. What are you doing here?
Oh, I'm working for the government now. I get around quite a bit.
I'm working for the government and get around quite a bit, too. On this bus, I've been practically all around Hortonville.
It's a beautiful little city. I was really quite pleased when the hotel told me I couldn't get a room for 3 days.
You mean you were riding on this bus just to pass the time?
Oh, no, I like riding on buses.
Return with us to those thrilling days of yesteryear. From out of the past come the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse Silver. The Lone Ranger rides again.
Yes, thank you. This adorable child couldn't be yours, could she?
No, she couldn't. You like her?
Well, at least we both have the same taste.
The Lone Ranger.
Yes.
Say, Professor, if you like Elspeth and also like riding on buses, you have a wonderful chance to make up for flunking me in chemistry.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Oh, yes. Hi-ho, Silver!
Noise and all my born days. Hush up, will ya? How can a body get any sleep with all this racket going on?
Hey, come on over. It's a big night and we need more girls.
More girls. It's disgraceful. That's what it is. Disgraceful.
Janie, what's this? I'll get into this deal. Hey, not here. Get out in front.
Chick, where have you been?
Riding on a bus with Elspeth. Janie, what goes here? You promised a nice quiet evening, just the two of us.
You got us grandma's all right, didn't you?
No, she's still in the bus.
That's my little sister riding on a bus.
Elspeth can take care of herself, Janie.
But she's only 7 years old.
Oh, she could be 70. She could lead a brigade. She could command the wax.
Chick, she's wild about buses. She'll never get off. Why didn't you phone me?
I did, 48 times, and that line was always busy. Don't worry about Elspeth, Janie. She's with one of the 3 minds in the country that understands the quantum theory of the continuous X-ray spectrum. She'll be all right. Now, look, Janie, I want to talk to you, and I don't want to have any more arguments. I'm sorry, we haven't got time to talk to anybody.
Hello? Conway's residence. Who? Judge Randall. No, he's over there. Huh, you should be over here. Miss Janie, Judge Randall's on the telephone. He's powerfully frustrated.
Judge Randall? But he's deaf. He can't hear anything.
He's heard something.
Hello, Judge Randall? Yes? Yes, but it's just a little party for soldiers. Soldiers.
A nice noisy little party.
If you phone the camp, Judge Randall, the soldiers are getting into trouble. The police. But police can't arrest soldiers, can they? He hung up.
What is this, Janie?
Nothing, Dick, nothing at all. A couple of the girls, well, they wanted to be alone with their dates, too, that's all. And the only way any of us could be alone was to be together.
So you invited the whole camp?
I didn't. Scooper did.
Scooper?
And I've got to get them out of here.
Miss Janie, a bunch of KPs is just driving up.
KPs? Jeepers.
You run along, honey. I'll take care of everything, and you start to clear the place out.
Okay.
Howdy, soldiers. Welcome.
Good evening.
Good evening to you, sir. I'm glad you could come to join our little party.
Well, we didn't exactly come to join it. We came to clean it out.
Before you boys start in, how about a hot cup of coffee and a few donuts? I saved some special in the kitchen.
Well, I suppose it's okay.
Right this way, gentlemen, and we'll start in with turkey.
Sergeant, would you mind taking the soldiers back to camp? The KPs are here.
KPs? You mean MPs. Don't worry, ma'am, we've got... Wow, we're 15 minutes late now.
But if it's 15 minutes past for the soldiers, well, it's 15 minutes past midnight. I'll be massacred.
Man, the gumshoes have just arrived. If we want any passes for next weekend, we better wind this one up pronto. Come on, let's scram. Let's get going.
Maybe it's a military secret.
Well, that can't be our house. We must be on the wrong street. Get out of my way!
Sorry, ladies, our mistake.
Oh, Janie, do you think your family will mind? Well, it's not quite the way Mother planned the room.
Janie! Janie!
This time your father's gonna be so mad he'll bust.
Good luck, Janie. Oh, please, please, sir, make her be patriotic about this.
Janie! What's the meaning of all this? What's going on here?
Nothing, Dad. Nothing.
You call all this nothing?
I just can't say anything, Dad, because what I'd say just wouldn't be anything.
What's that?
Elspeth, she must have fallen out of bed.
She hasn't, Mother. Really, she hasn't.
Come on now, Charlie. Take it easy.
Here's your aspirin.
Don't take it away!
Yes.
Good evening, Mr. Conway. What's wrong?
Do you see anything wrong?
She's gone. She hasn't even been in bed.
Don't get excited, Mother. Don't worry. She's all right. Honestly, she is. I hope.
Have you looked in here?
Don't worry, Mother.
Well, you keep saying don't worry, but why don't you tell me where she is?
Well, I'm not sure. Dick took her out and gave her to somebody, and we just don't know where she is.
I feel faint. It's a sailor, and he's dead.
No, he's not. He's only dead tired.
I'll get some smelling salt.
Hello. Goodbye.
It's a dream. I'm sure it's only a dream.
Better all come downstairs. The police are here. They've arrested Charlie. He hit one of them.
Oh, I do wish people would learn not to argue with Charles.
Here, I brought Vicky a nice glass of ice water from the kitchen.
Thanks.
But
we gotta get him out of here.
I know, but if I don't get home pretty soon, I'm going to get eaten alive, literally. Just tell him to meet me at Hennessy's tomorrow. Gee, it's tough for a man and woman to be in love with each other, especially when they're only a boy and a girl. Well, goodbye. It was an amazing party. Goodbye.
Let go of me! Let go of me!
Come on, buddy.
I'm not your buddy.
We'll talk that over down at the station.
I'll not go to any police station. You will.
Oh, Charles, do be reasonable. After all, they are policemen.
I don't want to be reasonable. Now take your hands off me.
Mr. Conway, don't make it any tougher on yourself.
Oh, please, officers, don't argue with Charles.
I beg your pardon. I'm Colonel Lucas, commanding officer of Camp Wingate. This is Captain Miller, my adjutant.
How do you do?
I understand some of my men have been creating a disturbance here.
Disturbance? That's putting it mildly.
May we survey the damage?
You certainly can. You wouldn't believe it, but 3 hours ago, this was a nicely furnished room. Now look at it.
Well, they certainly seem to have overextended themselves.
Dad.
You keep out of this, Janie.
I can't keep out of it, Dad. After all, it was my party. They didn't create a disturbance, Colonel. They just came to a little open house, that's all. You're not going to scold the boys, are you?
Young lady in the army, we don't scold.
Janie, go to your room.
I will, Dad, in just a minute. I'll go there and I'll stay there the rest of my life. But first, I have something I want to say. Colonel, your boys acted like perfect gentlemen. And you could be proud of them. There were just so many, that's all. All the USOs in the world can't take care of all the boys in your army. I'm glad there were so many. When a soldier has to live in a tent and take orders for weeks and weeks, he ought to have a chance to see what a home looks like. Oh, I know just about everything's going to happen to me, but I don't care. If only when the going gets tough, those boys can look back and say, gee, that was kind of a swell party we had that night in Hortonville.
Janie, that's the bravest speech a woman's made since Joan of Arc.
Officers, I believe you can let the military handle this. After all, they're my men. They're only here because of Mr. Conway's hospitality.
Okay, Colonel. Perhaps the little lady has something in not being too hard on the boys. I was in the army myself. Last war, I know what home means. But you're pretty rough on policemen, Mr. Conway.
I'll say. Well, good night.
Good night.
Oh, come on in.
you sure this is the house, Elsbeth?
Well, it was.
Oh, Elvis, my baby.
Mother, please control yourself.
Elspeth, darling. I never thought I'd be glad to see you in my life.
Please, don't muss me.
And who are you, may I ask?
He's my Uncle Poogie.
Reardon is my name, Matthew Q. Reardon. Not the Matthew Q. Reardon. Well, a Matthew Q. Reardon in priorities. In fact, I'm here in Hortonville investigating. It's quite a small world, isn't it?
He needed a place to sleep, so I told him we had plenty of room.
Why, of course we have plenty of room for Mr. Reardon, haven't we, my dear?
Why, yes, of course we have.
And, John, you don't mind sleeping in the summer house for a couple of nights, do you?
Oh, of course not. Of course not.
Now, Elspeth, don't you think it's time for you to get to bed, darling?
All right, Uncle Poogie. Thanks for a wonderful bus ride.
You're welcome. Good night.
Night.
I'll go up with you, Elspeth.
Good night, Uncle Poogie. Good night, everybody.
If you're her father, you're a very lucky man, Mr. Conway, Charles Conway. Right. Oh, by the way, you don't happen to remember an application for a printing press for the Hortonville Times, do you? Well, we make it a point not to remember anything, but there should be no difficulty about it. Oh, that's fine. Just step into the library, and I'll show you the duplicates I made. Oh, well, you can tear those up, because you see we're starting with a new set of forms next week.
Thanks, lady. It was a swell feed.
Real job. Well, you got it, boys. Come again.
Attention. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Sergeant.
Good evening, sir.
My, what a patriotic home you have here. It's a pleasure to see what you're doing. Oh, it's nothing. Nothing. But now about that printing press.
Surely you remember Colonel Lucas.
Sorry, sir. I know I shouldn't be fighting in uniform, but...
Well, it's okay if I sock him in uniform. I'm in the Naval Air Force. Practically.
This really is all my fault, too, Colonel. They're fighting over me.
Well, I can't say it isn't for a good cause. But you men better save your fighting spirit. You may need it for real combat duty, and mighty soon.
Sir, you mean we...
Well, son, I'm not giving away any military secrets, but I wouldn't make too many dates at Hennessy's if I were you. You might not be able to keep them. And you know how women are.
Mrs. Conway, I made some strong black coffee and a few sandwiches in case you all was hungry.
Oh, thank you, April. Colonel Lucas, if you and the other gentlemen don't have to report in at midnight like the rest, perhaps you'll join us?
Well, I'll be delighted.
What the Colonel said? Is it true that this could be your last furlough?
Could be.
But I don't want you to go. Either of you. I'll be so scared for you. And so lonely. For both of you. Jeepers. What a big moment.
We're all in the same war.
Are these for me?
No,
You were a honey, believe me.
It's been the most beautiful part of my life, Deadpan. That's all I can say.
Okay.
Be careful, Dick. And if you feel a cold coming on, you get right into bed wherever you are.
I will. You ought to be a swell bride. You've been a wonderful mother. And thanks for everything, Mrs. Conway. Especially for having a daughter like Janie.
Best of luck, Dick.
Goodbye, Dick.
And don't forget, Janie, that ring. It isn't a solitaire, but you can wear it on your thumb.
Okay. Bye. The Marines.
Holy smoke, now the Marines!
Jeepers.
And leaving the Marines to Janie, we say goodbye to calm, peaceful, quiet Hortonville, an average little town like yours or mine, where nothing ever happens much.